to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. As I mentioned earlier in the show, unfortunately, Miss Nancy is under the weather today, and she was willing to come in because she's a trooper, and I asked her not to because we all want to stay healthy. And I want her to rest. But she's bummed that she's missing our next guest because we have with us via Skype joining us Jason Cherry from Jason Cherry Racing. And for those of you who watched the show, we had talked with Jason a couple of years ago, and we're thrilled to welcome Jason back to talk about some very specific things. But just as we were getting started, and we were having a little bit of sound issues, so that's why I've got the phone, but you can see Jason there. Hi, Jason. And Jason was saying to me, I said, you know, we want to get you a little bit closer to the camera. And he was saying, you know, the last time you interviewed me, I had a lot of blonde hair, and that he does not at the moment. And Jason, tell us why you do not have your blonde hair at the moment.
Yeah, July 12th, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. I just finished my 4th round of chemotherapy at Johns Hopkins. I have 1 more round of chemotherapy and then radiation that I have to go through. Just tripping through it, and you know, I'll be done with it before I die.
Well, we want to give you our very best wishes. Everybody's going to keep you in their prayers. You are an amazing young man, and I'm devastated to hear that you're going through this. But we're going to keep nothing but good thoughts, and you're doing really good right now, and we're thrilled that you're okay, and really honored that you would take the time to be with us while you're going through all the things that you're going through. And you were just saying during the break that, you know, this really has put some things into perspective for you and your family. And look, you know, I saw somebody last night who posted something online about, gee, I was having a really rough day today. And then I thought about all the things going on in the world, and I had the epiphany, boy, I've never had a really rough day. But I'm sure that you have had a couple of rough days, and that really has shed some light for you on some different things. I want you to talk a little bit about siblings of autism and what this is, and why what your connection is to autism. Let's start there.
Absolutely. So to give a little bit of background on my connection with autism, I had an older brother, Matthew Cherry, that was adopted from Russia at age 3. We have a 5-year difference between us. So I was born into a family with autism. You know, I've grown up with Matthew my whole life. He's high functioning on the autism spectrum, and you know, he's impacted me in every way possible. And I think one thing that's very true about Matthew is that he served as a blessing in my life and a blessing in disguise, and he's put a lot of things into perspective for me. So as I'm going through this chemotherapy, it's, you know, I know that only good is going to come out of this, just like everything with Matthew. So I established Siblings of Autism in partnership with Autism Society of America to focus on distributing scholarships to siblings of those living on the autism spectrum. I recognize that the Autism Society is doing really great work helping those on the spectrum, and that, you know, they have their plates full. And so one thing that I wanted to do was begin to help all the Jason Cherries and Samantha Cherries, Samantha being my younger sister of the world, you know, just to help all those siblings that are currently going through what I've already been through, to help them recognize that this is just going to turn into a huge blessing, and to help them, you know, get on their way in life and pursue their dreams, which is why we're distributing $20,000 in scholarships this year, and hope to raise much more monies in future years to come.
So wonderful that you're the best of autism siblings, and I love that you're speaking out and helping others to know that it's not the easiest thing being a sibling of somebody who's on the autism spectrum. Maybe it's not the hardest thing ever, but it certainly isn't the easiest thing. And you've turned this around and done something remarkable, $20,000 in scholarships. Let's talk a little bit about, what does somebody have to do to be eligible for a scholarship?
They simply have to be a sibling. They can, you know, we've had entries of those that are on the spectrum as well, higher functioning, and the scholarships are to be used for educational purposes. They can be used for summer camps, many different things. All that information can be accessed on our website, siblingsofautism.org. The deadline for this year's scholarships has already been reached. We have been sorting through all of the entries. We received about 80-something submissions, and we're choosing our winners right now. We're going to be announcing them in the next couple of days. But we'll absolutely be doing this next year, and hopefully we'll have more money than $20,000 to give away.
And can I just say, too, that as much as I love the blonde hair, and I encourage people to go back and look at the blonde hair, this is a good look for you, Jason.
I appreciate it. It's the Mr. Clean look, as I've been told.
I'm sorry. I think it's a really good look. You got a good shaped head. Your mom rolled you on your head when you were a baby. Clearly,
Yeah,
that takes skill.
fortunately, she didn't drop me too hard.
Clearly, your mom did something right to raise such a concerned young man who not only is seeking his passion and doing well at it, but helping others while he does it, even when he's having obstacles of his own. So,
Absolutely.
what do you think? What do you think your parents did right to have you be so wonderful?
Absolutely everything. I mean, they provided opportunity for me. My mother really helped me recognize that Matthew would turn into a blessing. That was something she always told me. She said that I may not understand it at the moment, but in years to come, I would understand why Matthew was placed into my life. And looking back at it, all the things that I've been able to accomplish is all directly because of my experience growing up with Matthew.
And what advice would you give? I know that there are probably a lot of parents out there who have multiple children, and there are siblings who are watching as well. What advice would you give to them about how you've been able to look at this that's helped you?
That's a difficult question. I mean, there's a lot of advice that I would give. I think the most important thing is just understanding that it will turn into a blessing. Even when things are getting difficult, it'll absolutely turn around. It's going to develop their children that are non-ASD. It's going to mold them into who they are, and they're going to accomplish really great things in years to come.
So again, we want to say that there's $20,000 worth of scholarships that you're in the process of giving away right now, but the deadline has already come for people to submit for this year, correct?
Yep, that is correct. And
Okay.
Our top winner is going to be winning a $10,000 scholarship. So we have a
Amazing.
$10,000 scholarship, one $5,000 scholarship, and then five $1,000 scholarships. And I'm personally funding all of them. So the goal is in future years that I'm able to take these videos, continue to personally fund additional scholarships, and hope that maybe some of our viewers and those that begin to learn about the organization are able to make some donations to help us grow this.
And so again, they need to do a videotape and they can send it to you. That we've got a website here, siblingsofautism.org is where you want to go, and you can find more information there. But there is a specific place where you submit your video to apply for a scholarship. The deadline has been met for this year. But can they submit now for next year, or does it open up later on in the year?
So the way the website's formatted is technically we can continue to receive them.
Okay.
And we're absolutely happy to receive them and consider them for future years. So I would say yes, they can continue to submit for next year. We'll continue to upload them to our YouTube channel. Those that are interested in viewing the current ones that have been submitted can go to Siblings of Autism. They can search the channel on YouTube, and they can begin to go through them. We're going to be announcing the winners pretty soon, and we're going to make sure that we post them on our Facebook, our social media, and on our website.
Well, it's an amazing thing when you think about how fun, and I know this is something that you've thought about a great deal, how financially draining it can be for a family when one or more children is on the autism spectrum. It's hard to save for college as it is. It's hard to put anyone through college. And when you're dealing with all of those things, it would be easy for a neurotypical sibling to get shortchanged and for there just not to be enough money when it comes time to do something for them. So I love the fact that they can use this for education. It could be for summer camp. It could be for college. It could also for vocational training. Just absolutely amazing. And this is all of the money for this is coming directly from you, Jason?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, if people wanted to donate to add to it, do you have a way to do that yet?
Yep, we have a donate tab listed on our website at siblingsofautism.org. They can get in contact with us through the website as well. They can also reach us through info@siblingsofautism.org if they're looking to get involved, to help out with fundraising efforts. There's many different ways that they can get involved. They can also make a donation directly to the Autism Society of America, since we are working in partnership with them.
Well, Jason, I've always been impressed by you and thought that you were just a really upstanding young gentleman. I'm more impressed now than I ever was. I am so heartily sorry that you're going through this health-wise, but I'm glad to know that you're doing okay and that the treatment is working out for you. And we're all going to keep you in our thoughts and our prayers for you to finish up with this. I know you said that you're in remission right now, and we're gonna pray for you to be all clear from here on.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And please give our love to your entire family and tell them how impressed we are with how you guys are doing. We want to remind everybody, go to siblingsofautism.org to find out more. Jason, where can they go to follow Jason Cherry Racing?
Yep, they can follow us on through our website, jasoncherryracing.com. They can also access some additional information on Facebook, simply searching Jason Cherry. It'll pull up the athlete page. Siblings of Autism is also on Facebook. They can simply search Siblings of Autism, and it'll pull up the organization as well.
Okay, you're awesome. What a guy. We just would like to clone you. We just need more of people like you in the world. You're remarkable.
They exist. They absolutely exist, and that's something that I've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to see these video submissions coming through. There's many others out there like me.
Wow.
And I look forward to giving them the opportunity to be able to do what I've been able to do, and hopefully connect them on a national level.
Well, I hope for that too. And we wish you the best of luck in all things, including your racing.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, bye now.
All right, bye-bye. What an amazing young man. And willing, I had no idea when we started this interview. Apparently, because we had asked to interview him earlier and there was some scheduling difficulties, and I did not know it was because of chemotherapy. But what a trooper to be with us today and to work through some of the technical issues that we were having. So don't forget, siblingsofautism.org. Check it out, and check out Jason Cherry Racing. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have Mike Weiner, who's going to be with us from City National Bank. Stick with us.
I'm very excited to be here at Denim & Diamonds. This is a fantastic night, supported by so many incredible people, and to see the kind of change and the kind of help that's being given.
It's kind of like going to the Oscars, and it's just been growing ever since, and we're overwhelmed at the support from the community.
I first want to thank everybody for coming out and really helping this Denims and Diamonds fundraiser, because autism has affected so many people, and the work that they've been doing is just off the charts and just wonderful.
As a mom, I'm grateful that I was managed to get the intervention for my daughter when she was young. So it's important to see that all kids can get the same type of intervention.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, oh I realize it's hard to take courage in.
We're just thrilled to be able to raise funds for things that are so vital, you know, like safety equipment, helmets, or fences so the kids don't run away, or iPads so they can learn to communicate.
There's still so much more to do, and we're here to lend our little hand and make this thing a global thing.
welcome everybody to our 5K, 10K run and family festival.
So the Act Today for Military Families Run and Festival is a race that benefits military children with autism. So we help a lot of the families around the country whose parents serve in the military.
I'm an autism mom, but also a military wife, and I'm so excited to be here at Act Today's 6th annual run. I've never missed one. It's something that really helps this situation. Is fabulous because there's no other organization like it.
San Diego has some of the highest concentration of military in the country, if not the world, and a lot of my friends are military and are affected by autism disorder. And so for me to do some little thing to the people that protect our freedoms is important.
It's hard enough to parent a kiddo with autism. Can you imagine parenting a child when you move on average every 2 years, you have a parent member deployed or in training? Our kids don't like change. These kids are subject to constant change.
My name's Tom Leahy. I am president of One Hope Wine. We are the title sponsor of the 6th annual Act Today Family Festival. We have been the title sponsor every single year, which we're very proud of. We've worked with Act Today for 9 years, which we are also very proud of.
My name is Megan Martin. I'm a licensed and certified genetic counselor at Lineagen, and we provide genetic testing. Lineagen are strong supporters of all families with autism, but particularly families in the military.
Double stroller, so he should get double the amount of applause.
Hey, my name is Yarick Connor. I am in the United States Navy, stationed here at Navy Information Operations Command, San Diego. I am a first-class petty officer, and been here for 3 years so far. This event is important to me. Growing up in a family, my baby sister has Down syndrome, and just living through that and being 17 years older than she is, understand the importance of family, understand the importance of how everybody is important to what we do here, not only in our country, but what we do throughout the world.
For the 10K, here are the top female. Here we go. First place for the time of 42. Arciga, Bueno. Good job. And third place, Alex Rodriguez.
Go to acttodayformilitaryfamilies.org and help our military families impacted by autism.
5K, red bibs are the 10K. Here comes some more finishers.
Welcome back to Autism Live and to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. As I mentioned, Nancy isn't here with us today. I hope she's watching us because we've been saying nice things about her behind her back. I also promised you Mike Weiner was going to be here, and we had a last minute change. We're all a little disappointed that you didn't get to meet Mike because I know Dr. Grant Pichet said such wonderful things about him, but he's still wonderful. And in his place and filling his shoes nicely is Jennifer Nickerson, and she is the Community Relations Manager for City National National Bank. So thank you for being here and filling in with us. Thrilled to have you here. Let's start by talking about what City National Bank is, because I know as an autism mom, I'm thrilled because I was saying earlier that we like to support businesses that get it and give it, and that's what City National Bank does. But tell folks at home, if they've never heard about City National Bank, what it is.
Well, City National Bank is a private and business bank located here in Los Angeles. We are affiliated with Royal Bank of Canada for about a year now. We merged with them about a year ago. But we are basically a local community bank supporting our community here in the greater Los Angeles area, up through the Bay Area, in a couple other states, and just helping people achieve their goals. And we consider ourselves the bank to help people on their way up.
We love that. And you guys have been so supportive with autism as a cause, and with Act Today in particular, and with Denim and Diamonds. You guys are a co-presenting sponsor this year. And that's a thrilling thing. I think that parents need to hear about that because sometimes the world feels like this very out there place that doesn't understand what we're going through. But this is an organization that not only understands but shows up. Why? Why has City National Bank said that autism is something that they want to support, and why in particular? Let's start with that first, and then we'll talk about why in particular Denim and Diamonds.
Well, you know, we're, as I said, essentially a community bank, and when our communities are strong, it helps us be stronger. I can name 4 executives in our bank who have children with autism. So, as you know, it affects a lot of people. It impacts who they are, who they grow up as in their environment and families, and we want to help be part of the solution. And it's our honor to support organizations like Act Today that are doing the hard work on the ground. I'm not going to say it's easy to sit back and write a check, but what you're doing is really where the rubber meets the road, to provide the services, to get kids the help that they need, to put them on equal footing. That's the important work. So it's our honor to support organizations like Act Today that are doing that.
Well, this is why we love City National Bank, because, you know, in this economy, it isn't always easy to get the help and support from businesses, and for businesses to recognize, and you guys have, and you do, and have been so supportive. What is it about Denim and Diamonds? There's something we all think that there's just something special and unique about it. Have you been able to go to Denim and Diamonds before?
Not yet.
Are you coming this year?
I'd like to.
Oh, well, you should come. But why does City National?
I only have denim. I don't have any diamonds.
Well, I gotta say, and more, it's gone more to the diamond things than the denim. There are still a couple of people who show up in denim, but they're sort of the rebels. I don't do the dress up thing well. I have to say, I'm not one of those women that, you know, does the Barbie thing. But it is kind of fun to play dress up for the night and do that with my cubic zirconia instead of my diamonds.
Fair enough.
For me, it's cubic zirconia, not diamonds. But why is this? I'm sure you've heard people at the organization, at the bank, talking about this particular. Why do you think this is an event that they like to sponsor in particular?
Well, I have heard that it's a lot of fun, first of all, which makes all the difference in the world. So to have fun when you're doing something good is always a great time and a great combination. I think that there's the idea of serving kids who are underprivileged, who may not necessarily have the same access to services. As you know, I mentioned earlier, we have some executives who have children with autism. They also have resources that aren't available to everybody. So the idea of being able to go out and help kids who would not have the access to the therapies and treatments that are going to best benefit them, I think that makes people feel special. So to have a good time while you're doing good, that's a great combination.
One of the things that we were talking about earlier is that, you know, it's not unusual to see autism parents show up to an autism event, right? That kind of happens. I'm an autism mom. I didn't pick autism as my charity of preference. It picked me. I don't have a choice. I got thrown into this. But it means so much to us when people and organizations, and I know that you've got some members who have children on the spectrum, but the vast majority of the people at your bank don't. And it means so much to us when other people show up for us. And I personally think that's one of the things about Denim and Diamonds is Hollywood shows up. We have stars who show up, and so many people who make a commitment like City National Bank to say, hey, this evening we set everything else aside, and this is the thing that we're going to talk about, raising money for people who need these supports and services. So we appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you.
And we're so grateful that you guys are such a wonderful sponsor. And I know that all the families watching appreciate it. And I always like to say, you know, you support us, we want to support you back. So for people who are looking for a bank, this is a really reputable bank, and you're going to get great service. Obviously, they care about the community because they're taking part at this level. So thank you for taking the time to come down here. Again, City National Bank. Where can people go for more information about City National Bank?
I would head straight to the website, cnb.com, www.cnb.com.
And that will tell where the branches are. You can take a look. Because ask yourself, is your bank supporting autism? Because, you know, if they're not supporting you, then should you be supporting them? Put your money where people are putting their money back into you, right? Isn't that the thing we should all be doing?
I couldn't have said it better.
All right. And then you'll have to give our love to Mike and let him know that
Absolutely.
Dr. Grandpichet says good things about him behind his back. And
Everybody does.
And he'll have to watch all the things that she said, because she said really wonderful, nice things about him.
He's a good guy.
But thank you for being here and filling in. All right, we are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to get to the news that I didn't get to at the start of the show. Stick with us. Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, and we're at the ABCs and XYZs of Special Needs Conference. And this year, for the first time, they've got something really remarkable. It's the Entrepreneurial Boutique. These are all items that have been made and are being sold by individuals who have special needs. So we're going to do a little shopping and talk to some of these fabulous entrepreneurs. Come on.
My name is Molly Rarick, and I'm founder of Breed's Gift. We're a nonprofit that serves teens and adults with special needs, like Chase here. We were founded in 2013 and serve people in the Conejo Valley, Santa Barbara, and LA.
Our main objective is to give our participants the skills they need to gain a more independent life.
My name is Shelley Cox, and Lisa Zalagi and I are founders of Creative Steps and Create Micro Business Enterprises. And the items that we're selling here today are all made by the clients who have passions about what they want to make, and then they get the profits from what they make after we've paid all of the other expenses.
We are here today because my goal is to be independent, and also I would like to share all my artwork, and I would like to sell.
Thinking about at his young age being a businessman, you know, it's amazing. I cannot be more proud.
Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod from Autism-Live.
And I'm Nancy Oswald-Jackson from Act Today.
And together we co-host Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy.
And I'd like to thank Emily Goodwin for challenging us to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yes, we're thrilled to be able to show how the autism community supports the ALS community.
So we're going to ask some autism activists to take the challenge on as well. Dr. Doreen Grandpichet, the founder of CARD and Act Today.
Matt Asner from Autism Speaks.
Lisa Ackerman from TACA.
Holly Robinson-Peete from the Holly Rod Foundation.
Ariva Martin from the Special Needs Network.
Scott Badish from the Autism Society of America.
Alex Plank from Ron Planet and activist Jesse Saperstein.
And finally, Dr. Temple Grandin. You've been challenged!
Thank God we live in Southern California.
Woo! Woo! What is
autism?
What is autism?
What is autism?
What is autism?
What is autism?
What is autism?
I've been asking myself that for a very, very long time.
Let me think about that one.
Trying to just
Jeez. Let me think. Oh man, that's a rough one. Yes.
Autism.
Autism is a neurological disorder that affects many of our kids in different ways.
It's a learning disability that affects the cognitive functions of the brain.
A lot of people have the misconception that it's a disability, and it's really not.
I look at it as like a special gift.
When one person thinks differently from another.
It's an opportunity for everyone to learn to understand someone that's a little different than them. Autism is the ability to educate.
They're given so much talent in different areas.
To me, autism means a chance to be with and be around people you really care about. Autism is beautiful.
It's a way of seeing the world differently.
It's always unique, totally intelligent, and sometimes mysterious.
Happiness that comes out of my son's hard work.
It's a movement.
Unpredictable.
That's right.
Awesome. Love. The field I want to work in.
Laughter, fun, joy. Autism is beautiful to me.
I want you to remember these three words. There is hope.
Welcome back to Autism Live, to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy, with just Shannon, no Nancy today. But I have to be honest, Nancy was willing and said that she would soldier on and come here, and I said, please don't. Please stay home, take care of yourself, because sometimes we all need to be reminded of that, right? She does that for me. Earlier in the year when I had pneumonia, she was like, no, you're staying in bed, you're not allowed to come here. So I pretty much said that to her. She does not have pneumonia, but it's a devastating cold that's going around. Really quickly, I got 3 news stories that I want to get to before the end of the hour. First one, a new study that is out, published in Evolution Medicine and Public Health earlier this week. You can find the article about it on ScienceDaily.com. It's more evidence that shows that parents who are older when they give birth to a child are more likely to have a child who is on the autism spectrum. We kind of knew that. A study came out over 10 years ago out of Israel that began to point fingers towards age being related to prevalence of autism. But there are more and more studies, this being one of them. What this also showed, though, which is good news, is that later reproduction does not have any association with a risk for schizophrenia in offspring. So that's good to know, because I know that a lot of people have been concerned about that. If you want to read more about this study, you can do that in ScienceDaily.com today. Then another good news story, at least it's ending up good. There was a young man who went missing, a 10-year-old boy who was on the autism spectrum, that in Wisconsin was missing this weekend, and he was found. We'd like to let everybody know that he is safe, and that in particular, one of the things that's really compelling about this story is that the police used some very specific tactics and very mindfully went searching for this young man, knowing that he was on the autism spectrum. They used a drone. It was in a marshy area where he was found, but they immediately went and searched water areas, which is what we know that our first responders need to do. And they not only searched them with eyes on people, but they also used a drone to be able to see to the bottom of water. And this is a fairly new technology, but they looked to make sure. They also used a forward-looking infrared or FLIR camera, which is a device that allows people to see heat signatures in pitch black. So they were able to do that from above and on the ground. The police also warned the hundreds of volunteers who showed up to help search for him not to run up to the boy, since doing so might scare him. They even called in the southwestern Wisconsin incident management team to coordinate volunteers with directions. Mike Hipple, I hope you're listening to that. I hope that you were aware of what was going on. Firefighters put lights that they thought might calm the boy down on a truck ladder, and they also used Barney music at his parents' parents' recommendation because that's what's reinforcing him for him. But eventually it was two students who got lucky and found the boy in a marshy area about a mile from the cornfield which he disappeared into, which was near his home. Okay, and then our last, and we're thrilled for the family that he was found safely. And our last story today, oh my gosh, this one pulls at the heartstrings. A dad left a heartfelt Facebook message after he saw, you know, it's beginning of the school year and kids fill out those forms where they say, my favorite thing is this, my favorite thing is that. And so Bob Cornelius took a picture of what his son Christopher wrote, and you can see that he says, my favorite food is pizza, so on and so forth. And some of my friends are no one. Devastating, right? Dad was absolutely devastated by it. He took a picture, he posted it on Facebook, and he wrote that his son was on the spectrum, and he said his classmates are delayed as well, but most not as much as Christopher. They are figuring out how to interact socially every day, and because Christopher cannot engage them in a typical way, he gets left behind and excluded in his dad's eyes. And he said, until Thursday, I didn't know how aware he was of this divide. That sometimes we think, well, maybe they don't notice, but clearly this showed it. And he said, he wasn't aware of how aware that his son was of this divide, as he does not often talk about his peers. I should not have been surprised, as he makes his wants, but not his emotional needs, very clear. But I was. Mostly, I suppose, because I had never seen him put it down on paper. But for the first time, it was staring me in the face. Well, the letter went viral, and his inboxes were overflowing with people offering to send Christopher letters, gifts, and other proofs of friendship. Many people have picked up the story. It's been covered everywhere by news coverage, and people are sending him letters. If you would like to send a letter, you can go onto Facebook and you can see that there's an address. We're not going to give that out here, but it's on Facebook. The boy's name is Christopher Cornelius, and you can find that on Facebook if you are interested in sending letters to him. I'm sure that that would help the family to feel better and for the boy to feel better.